Hey guys, so this is a quick preview video. I'll do the full version when I can. It's just too striking a message not to put out in brief now. So I had a dream, not this night, but last night. So from the evening of Thursday the 20th through to the morning of Friday the 21st of June 2024. And it was pretty shocking, but it makes absolute sense. Have a look at that photo that I posted as the thumbnail, cover for this video. That's absolutely true. You can just, what frustrates me the most, I have to be careful here because I get so passionate and angry about it because it's such an injustice. The genocide of the Palestinians at the hands of a psychopathic Israeli state led by racist Zionists. What frustrates me a lot about it is that a lot of so-called Christians, well, straight up, they're racist. They think that Jews are better than everyone else, whereas Jesus taught that we're all equal under God. There is no chosen people. And also, incidentally, the whole Judeo-Christian thing—that's horse shit. If you do research on that, like that only appeared about 50 years ago. That's all propaganda. Like, there's nothing. There are good Jews, and the core teachings of Judaism, and there are like really good Jewish people speaking out against this, are positive. But Zionism is a fascist, racist, political, and genocidal movement. And they're as bad as Nazis. Zionists are as bad as Nazis, probably worse, because at least Germans, I have a lot of German ancestry, so I'm happy to say this, like strong, proud race, at least they had the balls. I mean, Hitler was an asshole and not a good guy, but you have to respect him. At least he owned being evil. The Zionists, they do this weak, like, thing where they passive aggressive thing where they genocide, but then they pretend to be the victim at the same time. It's like, well, yeah, at least, I mean, I respect the Nazis more. I mean, it's a good thing they got dealt with, and they're gone from history. But at least they were assholes and genocided people, but at least they were honest about it. The Zionists don't even have the balls to be honest about it. They still play the victim. It's like, piss off. You don't get to play that card anymore. Never again do you get to play the victim card. Never again to us. Yeah, never again a genocide, just to Jews, but we'll do it to Arabs and enjoy it. And that photo you see that I posted on the thumbnail, do your research. Genuinely, a lot of people don't give a shit about the truth. They don't give a crap about the truth. All they care about is their own belief system and dogma. I'm just interested in the truth here. Muslims who are interested in the truth, Jews who are interested in the truth, anyone who is interested in the truth, if you do your research impartially, look at the media from both sides, from all sides, you'll see this is a genocide, and it's that Israel is conducting of the Palestinian people. And literally, do your research. The Israelis who are taken captive and who are released, they look healthy. The Palestinians who get taken captive by Israel, well, some of the women have been raped. They've had electric rods shoved in their vaginas and raped. They've been raped to death. Many are tortured and beaten to death. But the ones who are released, the Israelis are so hateful and psychotic and evil. This country is just full of wicked people by this point, and most of them support the genocide. There are some good ones, but it's like Nazi Germany. Most people are supporting, um, you know, like Nazi Germany, most people either enabling or supporting the Holocaust. In Israel, most people are supporting or enabling the genocide of Palestinians. That's so. I'm going somewhere with this, so bear with me. And it's pure evil. I mean, Israel right now is a country full of wicked people. And there are some good ones, but the good ones should leave, because what God showed me is that genocide is coming to Israel. Israelis are going to get genocided quite shortly, and it's going to be absolutely savage. And the people who are coming are deliberately going to kill Jews, and they're going to make it extremely brutal. And it's I'm not happy about it. I will say, what the frick do you expect? It's like, okay, you go around genociding people and being happy about it, enjoying it. There was a thing There was an incident where they bombed a column of journalists. It was intentional. They said it was an accident. It wasn't. And there was this terrible photo of this beautiful young Australian journalist dead. And all these Israelis were making jokes like, ha ha, fuck off, go back to Australia. If you're kangaroos, you're dead now, bitch. You're dead, you Australian whore. Like hundreds of likes. This is these people. This is who they are. Like Israel, like not all Jews, but most people in Israel support this. They support genocide, and they enjoy it. A lot of them enjoy it. They're like laughing about it. A lot of them, not all of them, because there's it's far from monolithic. There's a lot of political divisions, but like some of these is people in Israel enjoy it, but most support the genocide. Like most, there have been polls done on legislation that says basically Israeli soldiers have the right to shoot to kill anyone who comes near a fence, including children, and like 90% of Israelis support it. The international media makes out like, oh, it's just a few extremist politicians. No, most Israelis support slaughtering Palestinians like subhuman animals because we're God's chosen people and they're the goyim. They're just like, animals. They're not human, which is what the Talmud talks about, by the way. Interestingly, if you look at the Talmud, one of the really, like, it literally talks about Jesus being like the son of a whore and how he's burning in hell in vats of shit and semen. I'm not kidding. Like these people hate Jesus. Some of these Jews, the Zionists, they literally hate Jesus and Christ. They hate our guts. Like they're not Christians' friends at all. Some of these people, and they're not acting like Christians when you're genociding Palestinians. Like Christians should be supporting Palestine right now, and a lot of the mosques in Palestine right now are helping out churches, and the churches are helping out mosques, and they're all being genocided by Jews, and a lot of Christians turn a blind eye because these people are brown, and they're Arabs, and these people are racist and ignorant, and that these people Christians would rather, many of these Christians, they love Jews and Israel more than they love Christians and Jesus, because they'll turn a blind eye to Israel killing Christians, and because they've been brainwashed. I don't know what to tell you. Would you deny that the Nazis killed 10 million people in the Holocaust when they invaded the USSR because they deemed Slavic peoples Untermensch? You're just saying that didn't happen? Well, then Germany got its karma. Well, that's what's going to happen to Israel. I'll go into detail in the future. And I was shown that the same is going to happen in New Zealand and the US. The armies that are coming from Russia and China and many other countries are going to deliberately target our civilians, and they're going to kill our people with intent. We're just going to kill millions of you and it's karmic. That's what I was shown in the dream, in the sense, as you sow, so shall you reap. The US is enabling and like funding and arming, this genocide in Israel, and Israel's carrying it out. And shortly, I was just very clearly shown, Israelis are going to be genocided much more brutally and in much higher numbers than they are currently doing to the Palestinians. Well, bro, that's just what you get. It's like don't complain about being genocided when you genocide other groups of people, okay? But what was quite shocking was it was clearly shown to me that because of our country, the support of countries like New Zealand, Australia, Canada, the UK, and the US, more so the UK and the US, for genocides like this, but also our participation in things like the war, invasion of Iraq, invasion of Afghanistan, where there were huge millions of civilians were killed by our troops. Yes, the civilians in our country are going to be genocided in World War III. I'll go into details in the full video in the future, but people need to wake up and start seeing the links between the foreign policy of the Anglo-Zionist Empire, which is now Babylon, and the bitter harvest that we're going to reap for what we've dished out. Karma is pissed and the check is due, and it's coming. So I'll do the full video in the future, but I just wanted to put that out there now. And people, please, If you don't understand the Israeli-Palestine conflict, just look at it from a non-ideological lens, look at media from both sides, and genuinely try to find the truth. Don't look at it trying to prove someone right, trying to prove someone wrong. Just look for the truth, and you'll find it. There's plenty of Jews speaking out against, good Jews speaking out against what these Zionist terrorists are doing. You won't find many Muslims supporting Israel. And most of the world's countries have, in public polls they've done recently, they've found there's been huge drops in public support for Israel's, you know, uh, foreign policy. And the wisdom of the crowd principle, you can look that up. It's not an accident. People aren't stupid. And people might be deluded about what's happening and not think it's genocide, but karma is keeping a very careful tally, and it's not going to be pretty when the shoe's on the other foot. I can tell you what, and it's not just going to be Israel. The people in the Anglo-Saxon countries, we are going to be genocided too, because we've aided and abetted and supported this, and done similar things in the Middle Eastern countries in the last 20 or 30 years. So I'll put the full video out when I can. Thanks. Please refer to the disclaimer in the description box below if you've not already done so. Cheers.